there. Thanks for tuning in. Today, I am going to go through my Halloween supplies and make page kits for these vintage photos. These are photos of me with my brother when we were growing up. My dad has been on a downsizing kick recently and asked me to take all of the photo albums off of his hands. Okay, yes, please. So now I am in possession of all of my childhood photos. These photos here are originals, and I've been debating whether or not to use the originals. All of these photos have been scanned, so I can print copies. I do like to be able to print them in larger sizes and do color corrections or turn them to black and white if I need to. Part of me wants to preserve the originals and not use them. But the other part of me feels, why go to the effort when I have printed photos here and now? No, the colors are not the best. And no, these might not look great with the bright colors in modern scrapbook supplies. And yet, why wouldn't I use them? It's up to everyone to make their own decision about that. For me, I've decided that unless I truly want to change the size or do the color corrections, I'm going to use the original photos. The reason ultimately is that scrapbooking for future generations and preserving family photos is not why I scrapbook. While I do feel that preservation is important and documenting is certainly important, I don't have kids. I haven't decided yet what will happen with all of my scrapbooks, but I know that my nephews aren't going to be interested in them, and I'm not sure anyone else will. But that does not stop me from scrapbooking. I scrapbook for me, so I'm going to use the original photos. Everything is scanned, so in the future, if I need a photo that I've already scrapbooked, I can print copies. So that's my little backstory about these photos, and I'm excited about scrapbooking some of these childhood memories. I have scrapbooked some of my childhood. Years ago, my mom wanted me to scan a lot of these photos so that she would have them on her computer. So I've had many of these photos digitally for years. And now I'm looking forward to using the actual photos. Sadly, in the 15 or so photo albums I've gone through, these are the only Halloween photos I could find, but they are priceless. If you grew up in the 70s like me, you'll remember these plastic costumes with these weird masks that stayed on with an elastic string. Okay, it looks like Harley wants to say hi. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest, so in some of these photos, we actually had our coats on underneath these costumes because it was already cold at the end of October. And then the only tween photos we have show us getting really creative and making our own costumes. Today, what I'm going to do is get out all of my Halloween supplies and make some kits for these photos. And I'll see if I can get Harley off my desk. Here are all of my Halloween supplies. It was actually easy for me to gather them all up because I don't have much in the way of Halloween. I used to scrapbook Halloween photos of my nephews when they were little, but typically I don't do a lot of Halloween scrapbooking. I do buy new things if I see a new collection that I really like, so there are some newer things here. But most of this stuff I've had for years. I'm going to move the embellishments off to the side. I want to go through my papers and see what I might be able to match up to my photos. If you've been scrapbooking for 25 years like I have, you'll probably recognize some of this older stuff. I do have a few new things like these Hocus Pocus papers. These came out in 2022 and I thought they were unique and fun, and the colors are really bold. Someday I'll have photos to go with these papers. This paper is also pretty new. It's Cartabella, and I thought that the plaid was striking and simple with just the black and the orange. Hopefully, I'll be able to find something in this stack that will work with my vintage photos. The styles and the colors in the photos are all different, but I hope there's something here for each set. I'm going to make some room here and flip through the papers to see what we've got. I haven't gone through this stack in a while. I don't even remember all of what's here. On the back of this plaid is a star pattern. This would go with all of the photos, I suspect. The tint on these photos has some orange, so the plaid pattern complements the photos, but I'm not sure I like this. This paper is probably too dark for these particular photos. All right, let's go through this stack. I do like that some of these cards are about the same height as my photos. I could cut some of the cards out. In this set of photos, I think there's a shot of one of our carved pumpkins on the kitchen counter. I could see using papers like this for that. But I don't like the rest of the photos on here. The muted colors in the photos are just not working with the bold colors, especially the purple. Here's a paper from the Halloween party collection from Echo Park. I have the 3x4 cards, and there's a fun star print on the back. These photos would definitely work with the stars. I do like the idea of maybe adding some 3x4 cards. There are some cute images here. The cards would add interest and help set the tone for the layout. These photos do look okay with this. I'll put this one off to the side and see if there are other papers in this stack from the same collection. Nope, this one is from Boo Crew by Simple Stories. I'm not sure if there's a date on the back. Oh, yeah, it's 2020. So this is newer, but not recent. I love the images on this one. I much prefer the 2x2 cut aparts. Do these photos work with this? I'm okay with it. I'm going to keep flipping through to see all the papers, but I suspect that I'm just going to have to pick something. I'm not sure if I'll find the perfect match for these photos. Lots of cute images here that would be absolutely fine with the photos. Some of them are just words, so they would be easy to use. On the back is a simple black and white polka dot. Here's the 4x6 cards, also from the Boo Crew collection. The big 4x6 card here that says Happy Halloween could help fill in space on the layout with these smaller photos. On the backside is a gray color with colored stars. This for sure helps pull out the orange in our kitchen from this photo. These other photos would work with this paper as well. Here's a floral paper with pink, and there are several papers here. This is Happy Haunting, also from Simple Stories, and this one is from 2019. Would these work with these photos? Yes. The pinks and the lighter oranges work, and there's also a gray that helps pick up the green tone in my brother's face makeup. I love these papers with the thicker stripes with all of the colors. On the back is a fun plaid print. I really like this spiderweb pattern. That would be a great background. So I'm definitely going to set these aside. Here's another paper from Halloween Party with jack-o'-lanterns and bats and moons. This photo looks good with this. On the back is a wonky grid in a darker orange, a great B-side, perfect for a background. I haven't figured it out yet, but this paper is from the same collection as the 3x4 cards from earlier. I will pull it out and put them together in a bit. This paper is from Photoplay. It's more of a fall paper. It shouldn't be in the Halloween. Here's the paper from Basic Gray. So we're finally getting to the older stuff. This is a nice, simple background with polka dots and stars. The colors aren't super bright, so these photos could work with this paper. On the backside is a spider web. I'll set this one aside. More basic gray from the Erie collection. On the backside is one of their distressed backgrounds. This one has green. Is it the same color as my brother's Martian makeup from the other photos? No, this is not working for me. I like the other papers better. This is kind of an unusual lime green. This funky paper is from a paper pad. This one is from American Crafts, but I don't think that this works with my photos. The colors are too bright. This is one of those die cut papers that were so cool back before die cut machines were big enough to be able to do this yourself. This came from Little Yellow Bicycle, another brand that's no longer with us. This is fun, but I'm not sure it's what I need for any of my photos. This paper might have come from a paper pad that I picked up at Joann's or Michael's. I have no idea who made it. I think these papers are from the same collection. It's cute, but it doesn't really work with my photos. I love this one. It could be a fun story background paper. Here's a Bow Bunny paper with fun monsters. Hooligan was the collection. I don't like my photos with the purple, even though it's super cute, so I'll pass on this. The stripes go with it. This paper is really old. Heidi Grace Designs from 2007. The muted colors would actually be a good match for my photos, but it's not wowing me. On the back is an orange stripe. This polka dot with a spider print on the other side. I believe these two are from the same collection. These papers are from Making Memories. This one is flocked, and the rest of the papers are the same pattern, but they are not flocked. Spellbound was the collection from 2008. On the backside is a stripe with polka dots. Again, not exactly what I'm looking for, but it might work well as a background paper if I need it. This paper is from American Crafts. This one also has purple, and I'm not loving my photo with these colors. And it's so old that it has a solid color on the back. This is a scallop die cut paper from Pink Paisley from 2009. A fun distressed background, but I don't think this would work with my photos. Here's a flocked black cat paper with more green, and there's purple diamonds on the back. At last, here's a paper with a sewn frame, and this is from We Are Memory Keepers. I don't see a date on this one. Remember these papers that were pre-stitched so you didn't have to sew on the paper yourself? I think my photos could work with this paper. I could use it for a background possibly. I'm going to leave it in the stack, but I'll come back and pull it later if I need it. I'm still not loving the purple with any of my photos. Okay, so for sure, I still only have one page kit started. There are three papers here, and I don't think I need any B-sides. The spider web could be a good background paper, and all of these papers are double-sided, so there are a good number of patterns here. So this one is good. The other papers I pulled are this Halloween party paper with the 3x4 cards and the basic gray polka dots. I'm thinking this photo with our superhero costumes would work. I could use a couple of the 3x4 cards. I may even scrapbook both of these photos, even though it's the same image. These photos are smaller. There's plenty of room on a 12 by 12 for both of them. I like this basic gray paper with this as a potential background. Then there's that other Halloween party paper that I'm going to add. I need to flip through the stack to find it. It's the pumpkins with the grid on the back. So now this is a kit with three papers for these two photos. I don't think I need to find any B-sides for this one either, so I'll set that aside. So now I need papers to go with my last set of photos. I think I'm going to go with these Simple Stories papers. I think these photos look good on this gray side for sure. And then I can cut some of the 2x2 cards. The plan is to create at least two process videos for October. I don't have time in the schedule to create all three, but whatever layout won't have a video, I will add that one to my next layout share video. So I'm going to put these papers back in the camera frame. Let me pull over the embellishments and see if anything looks like it would go specifically with any of these papers. A lot of these embellishments are old. I'll probably have all of this on my desk when I create, but I will pull something if I think it works best with one of these kits. This ephemera pack goes with the Cartabella Hocus Pocus collection. I'm going to keep this pack together to go with those papers when I use them, so I'm not going to pick anything from this set for these layouts. Here's a big mix of different embellishments. This little bag has brads, metal embellishments, and acrylic words. I think the words came from KI Memories. I also have some doodlebug buttons. These are doily die cuts that I think were from Martha Stewart when she sold craft supplies at Michael's. One of them has a spiderweb design. I still have a few Jenny Bolin bingo cards. Remember when bingo cards were in all of the collections and we had pages and pages of 3x4 cut aparts with these? I still have some. I think these were a Little Yellow Bicycle. I believe these were from a tag book. And then there's this cute top 10 journaling set. This has some green that may not go with the other papers, but this would be a fun way to get some of my journaling on one of the pages. 10 things I remember about my childhood or something. Googly eye stickers that will probably came from Walmart. They have shaker pockets that are really cute. Doodlebug Boutique Brads. I had these in so many different colors and themes. I'd still buy them if I ever saw them anywhere. More random stickers with candy corn and some phrases. I have no idea what this sticker sheet is. It must have come in some set. Here's some black spooky words, and here are the famous wordfetti stickers from Making Memories. I should be able to use these word stickers on every one of these layouts. I really want to use up some of these older things that have been in here way too long. Here's some puffy stickers from Fancy Pants. These came in a recent warehouse bag from Peachy Cheap. But wait, there's more. Here's an alphabet from Making Memories. These are puffy stickers. Little yellow bicycle word stickers. I bought a lot of these back in the day. I still have a bunch of these sets. These would be fun. I also have these stickers from Seven Gypsies, another line of stickers that I loved and I got in all the different themes that they offered. I didn't see anything that I want to pull to put with any of the papers, so I'm just going to keep this whole stack of stuff on my desk as I create each layout. Switching gears, the only page kit that may need some additional patterns is this one. I'm going to pull out one of my rainbow bins and see if I can find a B-side to add. I'm going to start with yellow. The papers don't have yellow, but my photos do, so maybe I can find one to add. This cropper hopper holds pink, red, orange, and yellow B-side papers. I'm going to grab a stack of yellow papers and see if we can find one that's more on the orangey side. This is what I do. I just pull out a stack and fan them out. I want something that will bring out the color from the photos, but will still coordinate with these patterns. My B-sides are loosely organized by shade from light to dark. So I'm going to the darker shades to see if I can find a yellow tone that has more orange in it. This Besties paper from Bella Boulevard has two tones of yellow. I have some Doodlebug petite prints that could work, but the paper that catches my eye is this one from Simple Stories. It has two shades of yellow, and the darker one is closer to the orange in these patterns. This color looks good with these papers, and it looks good with my photos, so I'm going to add this one. There's also a gray color in this collection, so I grabbed some gray papers and we'll flip through some of these to see if we can find one also. Lots of lighter gray papers, but none of these are the right tone. There's no easy way to do this other than to put the paper next to each other and see what you think. Some of these papers have a cream background, and the Simple Stories papers have a white background, so I'm skipping past the cream ones. And I just go with my gut here. A lot of these papers would be fine, but I go with the one that feels right to me. I really like this Bow Bunny double dot paper. The polka dots on the front side are distressed and kind of have a gold color. The back is a damask print that may or may not work, but I do like the polka dots with the yellow stripe I just pulled. I'm happy with these. My kits have papers, and I'll pick from the whole group of embellishments as I create. Thank you so much for joining me today. Stay tuned for 2 Halloween process videos with these vintage 70s photos coming up in October. See you then.